Good morning. This is a recording of a flash tutorial about using movable text. I'm doing this while I'm waiting for Catherine to get out of the hospital. At least out of surgery. She won't be out of the hospital till tomorrow morning. Hopefully the background noise isn't too bad. This is the quietest place I can find. So away we go. Starting out, I'm just going to select everything I've got on this stage and delete it so I've got a fresh place to start. I want to grab a little bit of type and just plain old black type and about a 75% or 75 point font. Doesn't really matter, it's just a big dark font, that's all I need right now, and I'm going to type in Word. Any word would do. So as I switch this and then come to the modify, break apart, you can see the little green marks around each of these. That tells me that these are now individual letters, not a word. And I see up here these are drawing objects that I can go to work with. So the next thing I want to do is put each of these on its very own layer. So I'll do modify timeline and distribute layers. And all of a sudden, I've got everything on their own layer. First off, layer 1, nothing left there, so I'm just going to throw it away. Layer 2, when I turn on the visibility, shows the D, and just to make life easier, I'm going to rename the layers with what's in them. So this is the R, this is the O, this is the W layer. Now, just because I'm dyslexic and this kind of thing makes me crazy, I'm going to rearrange these layers so I have W on the top, O, R, and D. Just shuffle them around. It really doesn't make a lot of difference. I just wanted to make those things easier to find. I also want to convert each of these symbols, or each of these letters, to a symbol. So my D is still selected. I hit the F8 key. And this is going to be a movie symbol, MOV, D. I'll hit OK. Then I'll select the R layer, F8, MOV, R. MOV, O. And one last time, MOV, W. Heck with it, I'll probably got to stop and figure out how to spell Word. So each of these is now on its own layer, and I can move these around. And I'll just kind of set them off on the corners like so. So they're just a little bit off the stage. So when the video starts, they won't be on the stage to be able to be seen. So I want this video to be probably 3 seconds worth ought to be plenty. So 3 times 14, that would be 30 something or other. So I'm going to bump this up to 15 just because that's going to make my life a little bit easier. And I think I'll edit here just so I can make this the default. Now, if I figure 15 frames per second in 3 seconds, that's 45 frames, and I can do that math a whole lot easier. So I'm going to click and drag across the timeline on frame 45 and insert a frame. So now my movie goes from frame 1 to frame 45, and I want to select across like this and create motion tweens. Now, motion tweens have to be done with symbols only. And the real beauty of this is as I come to the point of where I want to begin, and I'm just going to do this very simply, I think I'll do this to start with at about frame 15, and I'll do 3 movements. So I'll start with my W, come to frame 15, move it where I want it to go, and I think I'm going to move it to this corner. Then on frame 30, I'm going to move it up to about here, and then at frame 45, I'm just going to drop it a little bit. I need to make sure I get the letter, not the frame. See, I've got a little bit of a curve here. When I push W, just that little bit of, actually I kind of like the way it looked. I think I'll leave it that way. So when it comes time for the O layer, I'm again at frame 15. I'm going to move it over to about here. At frame 30, it's going to go just up there, and at frame 45, last frame, I'm going to line it up and I'm going to tuck it in real nice and tight for some clever kerning. I think I may also want to just do a little bit of adjusting on these so that I can get more of an interesting look as things are moving. So, back to frame 15 with the R. I guess it needs to go right up off of this corner, and I'm going to play around a bit and adjust this right about there, I think, right there. I think I'm liking this one. Not quite sure why I like it. It looks weird, but so do I. So frame 30, I'm going to bring it back down to just a little bit above here. And at frame 45, I want it to line up right about so. A nice, tight little movement. And, ooh, that should have been at frame 30. So I'm just going to pick this keyframe up and move it if it's going to let me. Nope, it isn't going to let me. Okay, I'll just leave it be. It'll look weird, but what the heck. So my D is the next thing I want to move. I'm going to make sure I go to the appropriate spots and pay a little bit better attention. So it's going to go here, here, and grab a hold here. This R just needs to get fixed a bit. Right about there on it. So I take a look at it now. Not bad, I think that's going to work for me. So that's step one of creating a set of movable type. Now if I do my Command R, all of a sudden, Command Return, I've got my system ready to go.